Samartha as a guest. Let's go across to them and understand from them what they're expecting in today's trade. Amar, I'll come to you first. Your top recommendations, stock recommendations for today.
Yeah, very good morning. There are two recommendations. One is both are on the buy side. One is Motherson Sumi. Here what we are seeing is that this stock technically has seems to have formed a bottom, and it's showing bullish divergence on the charts, and it's very close to its crucial support zone. So there is a possibility that the stock could trade higher. Yes, it could find it difficult to trade above 315, 320 levels. But from a short-term perspective, one can look at buying at around 288 levels with a stop loss of 277 and a target of 312 in the short term. And the second stock to look at is Ramco Cements. What we are seeing in Ramco is that Ramco, if we look at it technically, the stock has corrected sharply from almost 700 levels, currently around 640. And technically it's at a very crucial support zone. And also if you look at the different time frames, what we are seeing is that it is an oversold territory, and it is trying to form a bottom, and there is a possibility that the stock could pull back. So this is one stock one can look at from a trading perspective, short-term trading perspective. So any pullback towards 630, 35, ideally that's a good level to buy with a stop loss of 617 and a target of 668 in the short term.
Right, that's the stock picks coming in from Amar.
A couple of other stocks will be looking very interesting in the context of the build-up we were seeing on Wednesday here. Amar, coming to you, what's the view on Divi's Labs and secondly Torrent Pharma? Torrent Pharma again had a mild negative news flow, but we were actually seeing a positive build-up on Wednesday. How is it looking in charts? And secondly, Divi's Labs, where for two consecutive sessions we have been seeing very strong bullish accumulation.
Yeah, what we see in Divi's Lab is that Divi's Lab continues to be extremely strong technically on the charts. That's the reason, in spite of the, I would say, the market correction, Divi's Lab has been on an up move. And technically also, if you look at it from a short-term perspective, it did correct towards 1250 odd levels and then bounced back towards 1400 levels almost. So clearly there is a sign that there is more to come in this stock, and technically the stock has taken out major resistance levels. So any correction in the stock definitely should be used as a buying opportunity. What I would suggest is somewhere around, if you look at Divi's Lab, somewhere around pullback towards 1350, 1360. Ideally that could be a good level to buy. And one can look at targets in somewhere around 1435, 1440 levels. And talking about the second stock, Torrent Pharma, which you asked. Torrent Pharma, what we are seeing is that if we look at this stock has been in consolidation. It continues definitely to be strong on the charts. If I look at the long-term charts, they continue to be strong. But it seems that it has topped out. So it seems that a top has been made, and it would find extremely difficult to trade above the 1850 mark, and it could go in for some consolidation. However, any dip in this stock can be used as a buying opportunity. It has got extremely strong support around 1680, 1700 levels, so ideally that could be a good level to buy. But upside seems to be capped. Divi's is anytime a better bet.
A couple of other stocks that I want to pick up on. Jet Airways is looking quite bad in trade this morning. Amar, you want to come on this one? 6% lower in pre-open trade. Would you consider shorting Jet Airways in early trade, or even making or maybe even going long, because it was down 5% on Wednesday, down 6% in opening? There should be some sort of a dead cat bounce, a short covering rally on the counter today, you'd imagine. If not today, then maybe Monday.
No, I wouldn't like to go against the trend because the trend still continues to remain down for Jet Airways. And if you look at it, yes, it has shown some, I would say, some consolidation, and the intensity of the fall has definitely declined, but still there is a further scope for correction, because if you look at the long-term charts for this particular counter, what we see is that in 2015 it had a low of around 248, and once that was breached, then it had a low of 203 levels. So clearly there is still room for downside on this stock. So I would not go long on this stock currently.
Biocon is also looking pretty good this morning. 686, Amar, on Biocon. Would you be a buyer?
Yeah, overall looking at Biocon, what we see is that the trend for this stock continues to be strong. And also if we look at Biocon, what we see is that it has consolidated and then taken off. So currently it's around 686 level. So yes, any pullback towards 680 can be used as a buying opportunity with a stop loss below 670 and a target of 700 in the short term.
Great. Amar, Ashok Leyland and TVS Motors, how would you trade these two names?
Looking at Ashok Leyland first, if you look at Ashok Leyland, what we are seeing is that this stock is currently trading sideways, and also if I look at it on the intermediate term trend, I don't see much of value in this at these levels from a trading perspective. If I look at TVS Motors, this stock is definitely better as compared to Ashok Leyland from a trading perspective. So this is one stock which one can look at. Currently it's around 593 levels, so any pullback in this stock towards 585 can be used as a buying opportunity with a stop loss below 575 and a target of 615 on the upside.
Alright, Jay, let's pull up a Voltas as well. It's gone through a weak period, Voltas off late, and now today morning there was a positive brokerage commentary that came in on this counter. Amar, just a chart check on Whirlpool and Voltas. How are these two stocks looking to you?
I would say that looking at Voltas, I would say that the short-term trend continues to remain extremely bearish for the stock. So there is a possibility that the stock could test around 560 levels, because that's a crucial support zone for the stock. So and the stock could go in for some consolidation. And whereas on the upside again 590, 600, that's going to. So this stock is now definitely gone into a consolidation, and the stock will trade that way for some time. Looking about Whirlpool, if I look at Whirlpool, what we are seeing in Whirlpool is that this stock has corrected. It is now very close to its crucial support zone. So technically it has got very strong support coming around 1470 levels, 1480 levels. And but again, I would say the downtrend is extremely bearish. So any pullback will be used, I would say, to book profits or. So I would say that on the upside, 1590, 1600, and the downside 1470. So again, this stock is also now getting into a consolidation zone.
Isha,
You? Amar, what about you? Any other trades that you've identified?
Yeah, I would say that one can look at Muthoot Finance because technically the stock is very strong on the charts. So currently it's around 472. So any pullback towards 468, 470, that can be used as a buying opportunity with a stop loss below 463, and a target of 484 on the upside.
that's the call coming in from Amit and Amar as well. Ashish,
That's the view. Those are the stocks to keep on the radar. Ashish, Amar, Amit, as well as Jay, thanks so much for joining in this morning, running us through your reading of the markets. Look like we will find some strength in today's trading session. Already at the highs of the day, 0.8% up on the Nifty, up about 100 odd points. So reclaiming the lost ground or some lost ground of the last 3 days where you have bled heavily. All right. Yes.